Hey guys, we're gonna be watching a video about Rocket Raccoon, the bad, the good, everyone's saying that he's so bad at high elo, other people are saying he's so good. This was a very contentious topic in my comments in one of my last videos, so this actually brought it to my attention because I actually thought Rocket was a pretty good support. So I'm kind of lost, but maybe I'll be proved wrong in this video. So yeah, so let's see, let's get into the video.
By now, you've probably already seen this very polarizing clip about Rocket Raccoon.
If you play Rocket, I hope you enjoy him. Genuinely, when you get up to this elo, you are costing SR. Period. Hey, team, enjoy the amplifier. It really does dick. It does dick. At least Jeff swallows me up and saves me. This fucking little raccoon, all he does is put an amplifier down, and then the other team, everyone just walks away from it. That's all that happens.
Yeah, no punches held there. This character is
Well, okay, wait, let's say you put the amplifier on the objective, right? And the enemy team walks away from it. Isn't that good then? Because he just gave you prio? Like, am I stupid? And then if they stay, they just get literally dunked on, and all they can do is try to destroy the amplifier or kill you fast enough. But if you're getting healed and doing more damage, you win every team fight, right? Like, am I smoking crack here? Like, I don't know. Like, that's my brain working there. That's like how I feel like that would go.
Undeniably strange, because on one hand, Rocket Raccoon can and will let you down in the absolute biggest moments, but on the other hand, I think you could hand this character to a real raccoon and they would still exit the game with only 2 deaths and 60,000 total healing. Despite people swearing he's trash, he has the second highest win rate in the entire game. So if
you know why he has the second highest win rate, like, this isn't me saying he's a bad character, but this is probably one of the reasons no one plays Rocket Raccoon, and the only people that do are the people that just sit in the corner like probably raccoon, like an actual raccoon player, just clicking the thing, click, heal, 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 heal. And that isn't how you should play Raccoon. I think you should, at least from me, how I play Raccoon, I heal constantly, and then when everyone's over, like no one's losing health or the other healer is healing them so much that I don't need to heal them, I go on the attack and I'm like, okay, let's pick off their support. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? That's how I play him personally. And then I just try to play as like a utility junkie, giving my team as much utility as possible.
he's so good, yet so bad, why is he so polarizing? I think we have to start in the most obvious place to start in a hero shooter, pacifism.
Oh no.
Rocket Raccoon doesn't have to deal a lot of damage.
True.
He actually doesn't have to deal damage. Seriously, there are people getting to Grandmaster not dealing damage while only playing Rocket Raccoon.
Well, yeah, because you're basically you're a healing turret that also provides a utility for your team.
Now, I already hear what you're saying. www.youtube.com/@adeliciousmango. Of course, he could just find people to carry him while he plays Rocket, and he can simply get carried to Grandmaster. And to that, I would say you're right, commenter. But this is true even for Rocket players playing by themselves, or playing...
Yeah, and also, I don't think that's what's happening. Like, let's be real. A Rocket just placing his utility and doing the healing isn't gonna be, like, obviously... It's nice when, healers kill and do damage too, but like, this is like going beyond, right? This is going beyond what they need to do, right? But all I'm saying is, like, if he's putting down his utility and he's being an auto heal turret, he's doing his job. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Now, could he be doing way more? Of course, but
with a full team, or playing with anything. The two highest win rate characters in Marvel Rivals, according to RivalsMeta.com, are Storm, arguably the best character in the game, who received numerous buffs going into Season 1, and the Rat. In fact, these two characters are the only characters out of the entire roster to receive an S tier rating on the website. And this is after 185,000 recorded matches with Rocket Raccoon. Granted, Mr. Fantastic has the 7th highest win rate in the game, so these win rate numbers aren't everything, but it is something. So, case closed, right? Rocket Raccoon is an easy character to play that gets tremendous value just by spamming heals, and everyone should pick Rocket because it's a great character and wins you.
Okay, let's be real. Let's not just say Rocket Raccoon's an easy character to play. I think most characters in this game are easy to play. I think the difference between a, like a good raccoon and just someone playing raccoon is someone playing raccoon is going to be what he's doing, where he's just, and this is if they actually use their kit, right? Placing their abilities, healing, doing damage, all that stuff, right? And then if they're an actually good raccoon, they're going to be constantly healing, doing damage, utility, all that stuff. They're going to be maneuvering, running up walls, dodging, jumping, like doing all these crazy, things, getting into weird angles where people can't hit them. They're going to be making sure that, they're telling their team, hey, get my jump pack so you can survive this ult and that ult. Because, like, for example, like Storm ult, you can literally just jump pack over that and then you'll be on a high place and it literally does no damage. Now you're not going to die to that Storm ult, you know what I'm saying? Or, any ult like that, or you could just jump over freaking Iron Man's ult, you know what I mean? Like, there's a million ults you can dodge with his jump pack. And then, you get the armor, and it doesn't really do that much, but I think if you get pushed back into that little armor station, whatever you want to call it, and you get the armor for each character on your team, that can kind of give you a push back into that fight, you know what I mean? Like, say you're getting pushed back, like, say around this corner, they get pushed back, and then they hit into his armor packs, and then they all get armor. They can come back, and they're going to be able to take more damage and be more aggressive than the other team. You know what I'm saying?
The most games, right? Wrong.
Oh.
While numbers don't lie, they don't always tell you the full story, and there is absolutely a glaring, obvious weakness in Rocket Raccoon's game. Unlike a lot of support ults, Rocket Raccoon's ultimate won't save you from I'll let my personal best friend, Tim the Tatman, I don't actually know him, explain his issues with the amplifier.
But Rocket is fucking dog shit. If you have the opportunity to play Luna, Invisible Woman, Cloak, Mantis, if you have the option to play those four, they diff. They are better support players than Rocket. Tough pill to swallow. He has 85 hours on Rocket. That should be bannable.
Why out of all the supports you play
85 hours on one character, bro. And it's fucking Rocket. That should be bannable. I'm not even kidding. Hey, team, enjoy the amplifier. And then the team goes like this. The other team just walks away. They just walk away from it, bro. They don't have to fight it because it floats in the air and it has a certain radius where it can't tether to you, brother. So, hey, team, enjoy the amplifier. It really does dick. It does dick. At least Jeff swallows me up and saves me. This fucking little raccoon, all he does is put an amplifier down, and then the other team, everyone just walks away from it. That's all that happens. Oh, at least he's got his resurrect ability. Yeah, that was fucking sick, dude. I got rezzed into the Storm ult for a second time. That was fucking great. Cool. Good. Yeah, it's a game-changing resurrect. No, it's fucking not. All I did was die 2 times to 1 Storm. That's it. If you play Rocket, I hope you enjoy him.
Hey, Tim Tatman, I like you and all, but hey, man, if you just picked up his jump pack, you could have jumped over the Storm ult and you would have lived. You know what I'm saying, brother? Like, it's that easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a Rocket man.
When you get up to this elo, you are costing SR. Period.
Tim, his damage
what do you
per
need,
10,
bro?
His average damage per 10 minutes is 807.
What?
Clearly, some very good points are being made.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this is a good point. Like the whole, his ult does nothing because it's not a defensive ult. You don't need a defensive ult for you to be a good support. That is dumb. Like, I'm sorry. Like, for example, Loki, he can be a defensive and an aggressive ult, which, yes, is the best ult in the game in my opinion, because, he can steal anyone's character and their ult. But, like, there are tons of, like, I'm trying to think how to explain this. Like, you don't need a defensive ult as a crutch for a support to be good. Like, I think that's just dumb. And then I think the main issue that people have with Rocket's ultimate is people who are playing Rocket, or, maybe it's just, they're looking at, maybe they're getting paired with bad Rocket players. I don't know. Whatever it is, they're not positioning that ult in a good spot. So if it's like a stationary objective, you should be placing on the stationary objective. Well, there, it's good. You know, you shouldn't have to leave the radius. The team's either gonna walk away. I've never seen that happen, but let's say they walk away. Well, then okay. Well, now we just got more time on the objective, or we win the game, depending on the percentage, right? And that would be a good ult to place. Say it's 99%. And we're about to win, we place that ult, they jump on the objective, we just shred them because they can't do anything. Like, say, you know, and it's like, yes, I get it, Luna and what's her name, Invisible Woman, and like Mantis, they all have these really annoying defensive ults that can, like, you know, clutch up the game like at that last second. But honestly, I feel like that's a crutch to win your games. Like, yes, it is a strategy to win, and it helps a lot of people win these matches like by the skin of their teeth. But if you just absolutely destroy the enemy team, you won't have that problem. Or what you can do is you can just Rocket and the other healer can just heal you constantly and give you that damage bonus so that you can oppress the other team. Because say even if you're getting healed by Luna's ult, you can still take damage, right? Like you're not really gonna die unless it's like, you know, Magneto ult or something like that, right? Like someone ults you. But you know, if you're both losing health, at least like both of you are, you know, if you're both healing each other's teams, then you're both gonna kind of be at a stagnant. And once that ult, you know, stops, because the ult's like what, like 5 seconds, I think. It's not that long, like Luna Snow's ult. But yes, it's still very strong. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm just saying, I think you can outlast that ult with Rocket's healing and with another healer. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem is that a lot of people don't protect their healers during that Luna Snow ult. That's very crucial. Now, is that going to win you most of the time? Is that going to be hard? Yes, that's going to be hard. And that's just how it is. But you can't, there's a reason there's multiple strategists, right? Like, you can't expect just to win that. Plus, if you have a Loki and a Rocket on your team, okay, well, Loki just invulnerables, and now all of you are fine for the 5 seconds, or you'll at least last almost the 5 seconds, and then you just have to out heal for 1 second. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it just seems really weird to me that we want to rely on Luna Snow's ult and Mantis's ult, and then, you know, maybe Cloak and Dagger's ult, right? Like, it just seems goofy to me. And, you know, there's tons of ways to stop them from ulting or killing them right when they ult. Like, you know, Iron Man ult, Magneto ult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd have to have the whole character roster up to really point them out, because I'm not good at, like, envisioning every single hero in my mind or character, because there's heroes and villains. But you get my point, right? So I just don't like this take, because it's like, okay, if they're running away, then you're getting more time. If they stay, well, you're going to out damage them and out heal, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And Rocket's utility is really helpful if people actually use it. I think the problem is the players don't actually abuse the utility, and that's why he doesn't feel as good for a lot of players. Like, if anything, you would think in a high elo he would be better. So I don't know, but he has really good win rates, so he must be winning. It just must be people having bad experiences. I don't know.
Here, it's just not a
like,
very
statistics
scary
don't
ultimate.
lie.
But perhaps Rocket Raccoon's utility is saved by the fact that, yeah, he may not have an ultimate that can save you from dying, but he's got a respawn beacon, and that's pretty cool, right? So yes, let's talk about Rocket by talking about Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock has arguably one of the best ultimate abilities in the game on paper. Your whole team gets 2 lives, essentially. That sounds pretty great to me. That means a team has to win 2 team fights to take a point or push the cart. That seems like an obvious great choice. You should pick Adam Warlock right now and go to Grandmaster. Except 1 life is more valuable than 2. In Marvel Rivals, you'd rather just live once than live twice. Let me explain. You could respawn your whole team with Adam Warlock, and that is outstanding, but there are just other characters that are much more useful in making sure your team never dies in the first place. And it might as well be 2 lives without the added lost time of waiting to die and then respawn in your safe corridor and run back into the fight. You could just simply throw a dance party with Luna Snow, live for about 12 seconds, and you might as well have spent that time respawning, except you're already fighting. You're already in the point, and the
Yeah, but I just think there's too much focus on these ults because these healers are more than their ults. Like, we're kind of doing this thing where we're basically degrading healers into just their ults. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, I get it. These ults are impactful and they're supposed to be impactful, but I think we're missing all this other utility. Like, Adam Warlock can one-shot pretty much every squishy in the game if you know how to animation cancel, and even if you don't, you can get pretty close. And then you have, you know, what do you call it? Was another one he used. Rocket, you know, does crazy healing, can, you know, get out of most situations, so you don't have to worry about your healer dying because it's really hard to kill, just like Jeff. And then I get it, you know, Jeff, you could argue, is better than Rocket, but I don't know. I feel like every healer in this game has like their own thing they're really good at. And I think Rocket's utility is really beneficial. And like, this isn't even coming from a Rocket main. This is just from what I've heard from people in my comments and what I've seen in my actual gameplay and what I've experienced when I do play Rocket. Like, I don't know.
Situation on your end is just so much better. Rocket Raccoon suffers from this same ultimate issue, except even worse. Sure, your amplifier can give you 40% more damage, but that really means nothing in the face of Magneto's righteous ball of fury. Your 40% damage buff looks very cute while Doctor Strange is extracting the soul from your body with the Eye of Agamotto. And while your whole team dies, one of you gets the lucky chance to be respawned immediately to suffer the same fate and just die right over again. Yes, Rocket Raccoon can pump out so many heals you'd think you never even get to that point, but inevitably, you are going to need an ult that will save your life, and Rocket Raccoon simply can't do it in the way that Luna Snow, Mantis, Cloak and Dagger, or Invisible Woman can. So maybe that settles it. Now we know that Rocket Raccoon, because of his lack of a defensive ult, means you shouldn't pick him. He's not great in higher lobbies, and he's really not worthwhile when you're trying to reach the tippity top of the ranked mountain, right? Wrong again. You just don't get it, do you? This character doesn't make sense. Despite the fact that he does not have one of the most powerful abilities in the game in a life-saving defensive ultimate, Rocket Raccoon is still picked by very highly touted and reputable players such as Defran on an extremely regular basis. While not being able to deal out a lot of damage and not being able to save your team, he does undoubtedly impact your chances of winning in great ways simply by raising your floor of healing to an astronomical level. Sure, we all know the real stat stuffer healer is Cloak and Dagger, but Rocket Raccoon is very closely behind. And if your team is...
Yeah, but I do think Cloak and Dagger will heal more throughout a match, whether it be because of her ult or people sitting in her circle or whatever, you know, getting that, like, you know, because it's, you know, it's however much damage your team's taking is how much you're healing, right? So it just depends where they're positioned. But the thing is with Raccoon, they don't need to be positioned in a certain way. You don't need to sit in a circle. You don't need to sit in someone's orb. You don't need to be in front of someone. You just need to be within a, like, you know, 20-meter radius, and you're going to get hit by a Raccoon orb. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what the difference is. And then, honestly, all that damage utility makes Raccoon one of the best buffers in the game, like next to Mantis.
Survivable enough and really only die 1 or 2 at a time, that respawn beacon can actually make a big difference. His most obvious benefit probably comes from his team up, which actually giga buffs Bucky, the Winter Soldier, and the Punisher to unbelievably great heights.
If you have ever played a Bucky, Punisher, Rocket trio, it is the most disgusting stuff, like the most disgusting gameplay. Like, like I said, a lot of these people, like, I don't think there is a single character in this game that is really bad. Like, Black Widow was bad for a while, and then they made her good in season 1. Like, now she's, like, freaking really good. Do people really play her? No, but I can tell you, I can go into a ranked game and drop 20-0 as her, because you just play like Widowmaker now. Like, it's not hard. And she has way more mobility now. And she has, like, the most annoying thing with her in season 0 wasn't even her gun, I'm going to be honest. Like, her ult, it was, I guess her ult's part of her gun. Her ult sucked. I think it's better now. And her freaking melee, like, you know, combo thing sucked. Like, you know, when you do the kick and everything, because half the time it missed because you literally had to be smooching their, like, you had to be smooching them cheeks for her to actually get the kick to go through. It's crazy.
Seriously, if you do have one of those guys on your team, don't feel bad about picking Rocket. But outside of those, that's when things get very polarizing. You can argue he is a worthless rat that respawns you just to die a second time with no defensive ultimate, zero.
Well, I think if you're dying a second time, that's either your positioning or Rocket's respawn beacon positioning. Like, this whole thing in this game, like, that people are struggling with these characters is always positioning. Like, Rocket, if you're playing Rocket, you just need to have really good positioning with your utility, with your character, with where you put your heals, and then obviously with every healer cooldowns.
Damage output and an absolute total waste of oxygen in space. You could also argue that the win rates are undeniable, his survivability and healing output.
Yeah, haters, you can't deny the statistics. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. It's just like, geez.
But it's extraordinary, and he is simply a valuable asset in a game that comes down to damage dealt versus damage healed.
True.
So, what real conclusion can we come to after learning all of this, after examining the evidence, comparing him to different legends? Is Rocket Raccoon really good, or is Rocket Raccoon really bad? We don't know. If you pick him, you're well within your right to say you ought to pick him and he's a great choice, but your teammates are well within their right to complain and ask you to pick someone else because he's just a little bit of everything. And at the end of the day, that's what makes Rocket so bad, so good, but at the very minimum, so dang weird.
So dang weird. That damn weird rat. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like I said, I think Rocket's a really good support. That's just me. I think that pretty much all the supports are pretty good in their own way. Like, people say Penny Parker's bad. I think they're wrong. I think you just don't know how to position as her. I'm going to be honest. Like, that's just me. It's a lot of things like that. But you guys tell me what you guys thought about the video, what you guys think about Rocket Raccoon, who's your favorite support, and how has your Marvel Rivals experience been going? I've been loving this game. We're going to keep pumping out content for it. Hopefully get some gameplay videos out this weekend. I know they just take so long to like get together because, you know, don't really have enough time to do this as much as I would like to. But yeah, I'm going to like and subscribe. You guys should too, to A Delicious Mango. Yum, yum, yum. And like and subscribe to me, guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.